This news story was produced by Cogeco North Bay News. To watch the full newscast, tune into channels 12 or 700 live at 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. Julia Leving hasn't even made it to her first birthday, but she's already had a big battle on her little hands. Leving suffered a stroke at birth, but with some love and some great treatment, she's getting better every day. Our Greg Estabrooks reports.
This little face belongs to Julia Levine. She arrived on the planet on October 6, 2016. For 24 hours, all seemed normal. But one day later, Mother Christina noticed something was just not quite right with her infant daughter.
She was laying in bed with me, and I noticed some jerking motions that at first I thought maybe were hiccups. But luckily, my wonderful nurse, who had just come into the room, I asked her if, does this look like hiccups to you? And right away I could see on her face that it wasn't hiccups. And she just said very calmly, I'm just going to scoop her up and bring her to the NICU and see what the other nurses think. And as soon as she did that, I knew that there was something wasn't right.
Indeed, something wasn't right. Call it mom's intuition or the nurse's training. Baby Julia was rushed by air ambulance to CHEO, the Children's Hospital in Ottawa. And while Julia went by air ambulance, the parents had to drive the 4 hours to Ottawa, not knowing what was wrong with their infant daughter. When they got to Ottawa and got to CHEO, they found out that after an MRI, it was discovered that their infant daughter had suffered a stroke. Despite that, the news wasn't as bad as they feared.
Strokes in babies are very different from strokes in adults, where someone older who's having a stroke, your brain is done developing. There's not much room for improvement. But with a baby having a stroke, their brains are developing for the first 10 years of their life. So there's a very good chance that another part of the brain will take over where the stroke did the damage. And there could be very subtle difficulties to no difficulties at all.
Christina was told the next step was a referral to One Kid's Place. Enter physiotherapist Maurice Tignanelli. Now, OKP specializes in children's care, but this case is very different, a unique one for this physiotherapist.
So the first plan of attack for me was to review those exercises and make sure that she was comfortable in performing them with her daughter. So really my role is to empower the parent and to teach the parent the exercises and recommend the best approach. And the handling, which is not natural in the beginning, because it's not necessarily something you wouldn't do you don't think of doing range of motion exercises with a 1-month-old.
But guess what? That's exactly what happened. But what is the game plan with one so young and so tiny?
We work on strength. Strength is a really big thing that is very crucial that we'll be working on, and just making sure that she is developing along a continuum. So there are some milestones that we expect at certain ages, and she's reaching all of her milestones, not only in my area of development, but in all the other areas of development as well.
I'm a massage therapist, and I work with physiotherapists. I know the benefits that it can do for someone who's even older than, she's definitely the youngest person I know who's ever had physiotherapy. But I was completely open to it. Like I said, I was going to do anything to give her the best shot.
And that meant months of weekly physiotherapy trips. One of the keys, strengthening Julia's right side, the side affected by the stroke.
So when she's on her back, when she's introduced with a toy, she's reaching with both hands. Both hands are open. We were having a little bit of a fisted hand on the right side, which is the weaker side. Now it's nice and open. She's coming to the middle. She's touching her knees when she's on her back with her hands, which is the milestone that we would expect at this age. Around 5 and a half, we'd like her to be touching her feet when she's on her back. She's reaching when she's on her sides, either side. She's lifting up her head when she's on her sides. She's working on rolling from her back to her stomach, and she's stronger. I have to say, she's a wonderful patient. She tolerates her floor time really well, and I'm always explaining to parents the best thing that they can do for their child is be on the floor with them at eye level, playing with them and interacting with them. That's the best thing you can do. And in no way does Julia's situation deter this mother from somewhere down the road adding to the family, giving Julia a brother or sister.
Absolutely, because what are the chances of this happening again? But even if it does, I know we have great resources in North Bay.
And the best news yet, Julia is improving so much that the visits from the physiotherapist may become bi-weekly really soon. Greg Estabrooks, Cogeco, North Bay News.
That this side might start going back first.
If you are interested in watching Cogeco North Bay News, you can become a subscriber by calling 1-800-267-9000.